What's up guys, Gulpia, and I'm back with the part 2 of this amazing looking phone. We're going to be modeling the number pad, and since the last video kind of like uh, took a lot of time, I'll try to model as fast as I can. So let's just further ado, we'll just start modeling. And what I'm what I'm going to do is we sort of have this backplate sort of thing, and we can use this for our back portion. You can just bring this down, something like this, and we definitely need to I'm just going to delete the subdivision surface, and I'm just going to bring this something like this, and we can take this out like this. Also we sort of need to bring it over here as well, so I'm just going to select this, bring it about here, pull it about here. So one thing you need to remember guys, this won't be as exact as the image, since this is a sort of, I feel I should have taken this image. This is more correct rather than this, but I feel it's sort of too late. Or can we, let me just try to get that image as, I feel it is also the same thing. Let me just try to get that image. And instead of just you know doing like let's just delete the side one, and I'm just going to mm, select this image instead. And now we have to sort of like arrange this. Let's just scale this down, and I feel it fits perfect. So for the first thing, forget about the top image, since we have used a different reference and we cannot use this as well. So let me just, or I think what I should have done is let's just take this front, and I'm just going to shift this, and I'm going to edit this as front 2, and I'm going to hide my front one, and for the front 2 I'm going to use this image. And now I'm just going to align it something like this and pull it down about right there, and we can just scale this a bit down, since since this is going to be somewhere here, something like this. We can bring it about here, and you sorry, we can what we can do is we can select this just a bit. Yeah, something like this should work fine. And what I'm going to do is we can see definitely this is definitely a separate plate. So I'm just going to duplicate it and hide this one as well. And now we can just start with this plate over here, and it's going to be a relatively same process actually. What I'm going to do is so we definitely need this curve which goes like this, and then there are about 9 and 10 11 12 separate pieces, with everyone subdivided, because we have to definitely make this a little bit circularized or curved if you uh, so how about actually let's select this let's select this. Oops, can we select this? Yeah, and let's go into edge select, and I'm going to inside this I'm going to add a plane, so it's not a different mesh, but sorry, it's not a different object, but in the same mesh. And I'm just going to align this something like this. And don't worry about this slant curve. What I have in my mind is I'm going to use a lattice modifier to control this. At least I'm going to try that. If this it works, then it's awesome. If it doesn't, we'll definitely try something new. So we have this. We can just deselect this, make like two of this, and as you can see, it's sort of like perfectly handle it. Okay, so we definitely need about 3 vertices, and what I can do is I can just make this 0.5 so it has a bit curve to it. And what we can do is I can just bring this and this up something like this. And now without just doing anything, we can select this, and I can hit, let me just apply scale and hit subdivide. Where is subdivide? Yeah, okay, so it's definitely not working right because I feel it's a problem with face orientations. Okay, so it's not, okay, so it's not doing this subdivision because of this. So uh, let me just select all of this, hit subdivide, and what we can do is now we can take this and make a something like this. Definitely we need to move this up so it doesn't create a problem for us. Something like this. We can take this down. We can just put it a bit down, something like this. And now what we can do is the best thing I feel doing here is we can just select these edges. It just, yeah, so we can select these edges, whichever separates the numbers, right? And I'm going to sort of like do a simple bevel just to separate this. Select 3, so we have all these other edges, and I think we can just delete it. And after that we can use this individual origins, right? I can select all of these faces, and I can do a insert something like, yeah. And what I'm going to do is we can extrude this right now, or we could select all of this, and do another extrude, and I can just scale this down to something like this, and it should create this nice effect, but it doesn't feel sort of right to do this. What I could do is we can actually just bring this a bit in more. Something like this should work, or we can just do a really snappy sort of thing, something like this. Should look fine. um, Also, after that, what we could do is we can sort of like create a more rounded shape. Doesn't look right to me actually. Anyways, let's just focus on this part as well. uh, I'm just going to do a quick face, something like this. Let's attach all of this so we can move them together. This as well. And what I've noticed is that you eventually, when you run into a problem, you feel that need to correct, right? But what we end up doing is we always mess that more, if that makes sense. And a big rather than messing up this big, what we should try is to oops create like a whole new topology, and that's usually some better to do, rather than uh, creating or refining again and again. So that, let me just select this one. Yeah, so rather than just creating or editing this messed up mesh again and again, I should actually try to create like a start from the beginning. But I feel I can just save this mesh, so let me just try to do my best over here. Let's select this, select this, and what I want to do is I actually want to create like another edge here, so that I can just dissolve these edges. But let's just do an extrude, a bit close one, something like this, and another one. And for this one, I can just select this, all the edges in the behind, and I can just delete this. And we can do the same thing for the side edges, something like this. Also for the bottom ones and the top ones. Oops. Let's select this, and then let's select this, and hit 3 and delete faces. So we have this and we have this mess again. And for this mess, what I have to do is I actually need to, okay, so this is not a problem. This will be a problem once we sort of like, let's just delete the half of this, and let's just isolate this also. So I can can hide all of this. Okay. So what we have to do is I need to create like we can control deselect, control deselect this. Okay, so definitely we need to dissolve this edges first. So I'm highly reconsidering my uh, technique. I think I should start from the beginning again for this number pads, but I'm going to give it my last shot so that okay, so not this ones because this is going to be in middle. um, I'm going to do a extrude, but I definitely don't want this parts, so I'm going to control and select this to deselect this, and let's extrude this, and we can hit it over here, do something like this, and now we need to bevel this so we have this sharp corners over here, right? So what I'm going to do is select this, 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 and this as well, also this as well, something like this. Okay, so we have another issue over here. Just delete this. Now reselect all of this. And I'm about to lose my mind with this, but it's okay. We definitely do we need to add a, we just add anyway, something like this, and we can add a small bevel with like, and I'm just going to do a simple cut over here, and bring it all the way back to here. So this is just me sliding the edges, the vertices. And hopefully this gap is not too much. If it's too much, I think I have to start probably from the scratch. So let's just hope this ends up like we want. And let's just finish this sliding in. Not this. And as we can see, we have successfully done this. It looks bit good, a bit softer, but we have to just bevel this as well, so we cannot forget that also. And oh, we definitely forgot this ones, so let's just do a quick one for them as well. And once you can bevel, you can actually join this right here, and I'll show you how you can do it. Let's just select this, and this. That's it. Hopefully I've selected all of the edges, and then we need to do like a tiny bevel, something like, before that let me just apply scale because it's sort of behaving weirdly. Okay, tiny bevel, something like this, and inside bevel let's just And the thing I was telling you about, we can just do something like this and this will take care of it. You can do it or you can left it like it is, but it definitely gives a more cleaner look to it. So what I'm doing is I'm selecting the edges and the point which I'm going to merge to, I'm selecting it last, and I'm doing a merge by merge on a last vertex. So it is called at last. So the shortcut is ML. Let's just do this as well. As you can see, we have almost created this, and I forgot we have to do this. Can I just do a symmetry? No, I cannot. And let's just try to eyeball this since I've messed it up. Extrude, and I'm going to hit it about here and extrude again, something like this. Hopefully, yeah, it's about right. And then another slide extrude. Okay, so we have this reference over here, something like this, and I feel this is okay. So as you can see, sort of it is also very circle, but then if you go like far enough you won't be able to see that. So I'm okay with that, and after that do another word merge by vertex, and I think we are good to go with this one. What I will do is I will actually select all of these extra vertices, the and then give it a bit more thickness, and then bring our origin back to the geometry so we don't have any issue with this. Also I feel like we should definitely create this part a different geometry, so I'm just going to select this P and do a separate selection. Let's just unhide all of this, and so this is our main screen, right? Oops. So this is our number pads, so we'll call this numpads. Something like this, and we can just hide it. So let's go one and do a shade flat so we can view our geometry much better way. And the next thing we can do is we can just complete this part over here. What we need to do is I'm going to hide this bottom or the back part, which is this part, and I'm going to hide this as well, bring my reference up, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this. Let's just remove the sub D, and we can see this something like this. And it let's just look at the reference quickly. So it's going up, and then this plate is, I feel like, sort of like separate thing, or is it connected? Okay, so this is a better example. So we have this back part different and the middle part different as well. Hmm. But there is definitely a big bump over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solidify this first. For this I have to extrude it on the Y and correct its normal. And then the reason I do solidify so that it gives me like a even thickness. You cannot achieve that thickness with properly alt s or anything else. Alt s or extrude by thickness. Oh yeah, extrude by thickness is a more easier way than using like a modifier. So that's that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to control deselect all of this. Let's go to the top, let's go to the bottom as well, and I'm going to delete this inside face and the outside part. So after that what I'm going to do is we can just do a grid fill. mm, Other than grid fill, what we can let's just do a grid fill for now as well. mm, so we need 1 2 3, so let's just try this. A little more. Yeah, I guess this is fine actually. We can we can use this. Yeah, we can definitely use this. I'm going to add another edge over here and bring this out, so this creates that bulge over that. And we can to make like a hard transition over here, what we can do is I can just add an extra edge here, not extrude, sorry, but a simple edge slide about here should work very fine. This part is not going to be visible anyway, so might as not worry about it as well. Also what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this uh, edges, and I feel this can help us to create like only the outer edges. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we can select all of these edges, the outer edges. Okay, let's select this and this, and shift D P and make it a separate object. Hide our main this thing. Let's just get this. Okay, and I'm going to delete everything for which is inside, so we don't need this much things. Also just clean up this, something like this. We can delete this as well, delete this as well, and let's just delete this, and let's just merge everything in center. So I only need it for like let's do this as well. let's do a quick symmetry and do a merge in center, and we can just isolate this something like this, I guess. Let's just remove the sub D and hit face. I don't really need to uh, use like a proper quad, just extrude it something like this, unhide this. Let's go in here, definitely going to remove this smooth thing, and I'm going to bring it about here. And now we have to plan our vertices in a better way. So we have these four uh, yeah, so we don't need this as well. Yeah, so we have this 1 2 and 3, that is fine. Which this edge can go on inside here. We do need to have a close edge for these vertices, and we have like, we can do 1, we can do 2, and we can do 3, so that's also not an issue. And without further ado, let's just do a simple boolean operation over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply this, keep this at the side, and we can just delete this actually. And with the knife tool, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect these points. This goes here, this goes here, and this can go here. Let's just delete these faces as well. We can slide in this here, and definitely get rid of this triangle, and we can do a simple merge by distance. Let's just focus on here. This can go over here, this dude can come over here, or what we can do is we can actually, but I don't want this to have like a pinchy thing over here. Let's just hope this works out fine, because this does have a sort of pinch, but then we are again going to, oops, we are, where is our this, yeah. So let's just mirror it something like this. And what I'm going to do is, for this thing, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a simple edge slide. So there is some issue over here. Let's just do a simple extrude first, and now let's just do a slide, yeah, something like so it's a bit tighter edge, so something like this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this so it doesn't create that pinch effect. Okay, also we can add another edge, something like this, and this should look fine. And if I do something like this, I'm sort of happy with it, but then I feel like there's a lot of, let me just scale this in something like this. And for this, what I can do is, or before scaling this, what we can do is remove the sub Ds from all of it. And as you can see, these points, what we can do is I'm just going to, just do a rough sort of alignment over here, and instead of edge, let's, okay, onto the vertex, something like, so it just makes a better sort of like a joint over here. Let's just do select this, something like this should work. And let's just select all of this. GY or GX. And let's just symmetry this and this as well. And now I feel we can definitely scale these downs, but let's just see how it looks first. So now it looks much better, and definitely I can just scale this down something like this. So it's creating a bit of this. I think this should help. Yeah, so this edge definitely helps. Okay, also we need to give some space over here as well. Something like this should work. And if I bring in my top phone as well, let's just go this to 2 2 and let's just smooth everything to, like, we can delete this. So this is separate, so we need to hide this as well. So far so good. I'm actually very happy with this, how it turned out actually. And we can definitely, we do have some buttons over here, right? So I feel the buttons are actually on the back portion of the phone, which is on this, but there are icons on here. So what I can do is I can just select this, and let's just bring this bit over here, and we can just do a simple grid fill. That should actually work fine. Definitely need more of this. Let's go for 4 actually. Okay, so hold on a second, how many is this? So it's 24 vertices. Okay, 24 vertices, that means 24, we can do a good 8. And let's just try to match. Okay, let me just do this manually. We can just bridge as loops, and what I can do is I can just do one, or what I can do best is I can just fill this in, do a bevel, extrude, and this should actually work fine since this is like a flat surface. Also just make this a bit tight on the corners. Yeah, also this as well, and this should work fine actually. So far so good. And uh, that's it for today guys actually, and we are going to model this backplate in the third part, which is not very complicated. We have one cam, one flash, and then few buttons, and hopefully we have to need more geometry for this, for buttons actually at least, since we cannot model with this. We definitely need more distribution of edges or faces over here on the side, and then we can move forward with this. But so far so good, I am okay with this. Definitely we could have spent much more time in doing this. A lot of this is having this very sort of like, we can use a value of 90 for this. Wherever you have this shading issue, please try to use a different value. And so far so good, it's not looking too bad. What I can do is I can just give this rim sort of color, I guess, which is why we need to select this as an object. Let's give this part some darker gray. Let's give this part something lighter gray, and let's give this screen something black, and let's go some same thing for this as well. And keep this white as well, keep the buttons white as well, and it's looking pretty good. mm, and we, okay, the one thing I forgot is we do need to have some uh, thing over here, like a back, the way it slides, right? Sorry, it's not connected. So the way it slides, it has some ridges over here. So for those ridges I have to model this ridges. I've just used a triangulated thing over here, so we can definitely delete this afterwards and use some ridges over there. So that is something we are going to do in the next tutorial. But for now, this is what we have got, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.